All right, there we go. Grrrr. Greetings, humans. Greetings, and welcome back to another very early but fun-filled show. Yes, indeed, Bear here, 29-year veteran of the woods, and today, oh boy, I tell you what, people, it's crazy out there. It's just getting even more and more crazy. I mean, I tell you what, you've got the center, the heart of craziness out there, San Francisco. I don't know if you people saw this the other day. They actually had a Spider-Man climb up the what is it called? The Salesforce Tower out there? Yes, indeed. A pro-life Spider-Man climbed up the tallest tower there in San Francisco there. He gets to the top, to spread his pro-life message there, as it were, and immediately getting up onto the roof, he's arrested by the cops. I tell you what, they would have let him go if he had stolen $1,000 worth of merchandise from a local store, but unfortunately, it's a little hard to carry stolen merchandise up the Salesforce Tower all by yourself. No ropes or anything. No ropes or anything. I tell you what. I tell you. Bear's comedy career is not a tough crowd out there. Tough crowd out there, but that's all right. Make sure Bear will be here all week, so just make sure to try the veal and tip your waitresses out there as well. Yes, indeed. Bear is early today. Yes, indeed. Good to see you, Jiminy. Good to see Jiminy here. A little bit early today, actually. I was going to do it at the normal time, but there was a little sports ball going on at the normal time there that Bear's going to be checking out later this evening. So we're going to go ahead, do a little bit early. Let's go ahead. I tell you what, people, we have time. Neither jibber nor jabber here. Let's get right on into it here. I'm looking at I hope this is coming in okay. Doing this out in the woods for the first time, so hopefully absconding a little bit of the neighbor's Wi-Fi there, but that's all right. I think Jiminy or little Timmy out there is he'll be okay. He'll be all right. All right, let's get right on into it here, people, because it's a brand new month. We try to do these things every month here, so let's get right on into it. The National Day Calendar.com, as it were. May National Months. It's ALS Awareness Month. It's American Cheese Month. Yes. Bear needs to go and do some Better Speech and Language Month. That'll be just this month. We'll try it. I don't know if there is a professional show month out there. Good to see P-Money here. Let's see. It's me, the only human, joining the stream. That's true. That is true. Well, except for maybe some of the lurkers or, I don't know if you would call Russian bots humans, but there you go. Celiac Disease Awareness Month. Was not aware. I'm only going to be aware this month. Correct Your Posture Month. I'm standing up already. Not just national, but international Drum Month. It's Jewish American Heritage Month. It's Danlos Syndrome Awareness Month. I'm not even aware of it this month. A Global Employee Health and Fitness Month, just for 1 month. National Asparagus Month. It's Dental Care Awareness Month. National Stroke Awareness Month. It's National Military Appreciation Month. National Motorcycle Awareness Month. It's got 3 stars on here, but it's National Returning Youth Month. I'm not sure what that means. Sturge-Weber Syndrome Awareness. National Mental Health Awareness Month. National, I tell you what, always burning down the forest out here. National Wildfire Awareness Month. I tell you what, U.S. Forest Service, quit your burning of the forest. National Brain Cancer and Brain Tumor Awareness Month. Date Your Mate Month. Okay. National Foster Care Month. Older Americans Month. National Barbecue Month. It's also National Bike Month. I guess you get to write off all those calories. National Blood Pressure Education Month. It's National Chamber Music Month, people. National Cystic Fibrosis Awareness Month. National Egg Month, in addition with National Barbecue? National Barbecue Month. I guess you can barbecue eggs. National Get Caught Reading Month. I guess. National Hamburger Month. Yes, of course. When you're out there grilling, I guess you could barbecue a hamburger. National Inventors Month. National Lyme Disease Awareness Month. Gotta stay away from those ticks, people. National Mediterranean Diet Month. So while you're out there barbecuing with your hamburger, throw a little Mediterranean stuff on there. National Photography Month. National Preservation Month. National Recommitment Month. I guess you could barbecue your salad in National Salad Month. Oh, add a little bit of salsa on your salad with National Salsa Month. And of course, National Strawberry Month. Asian, American, and Pacific Islander Heritage Month. Is there an Atlantic Islander person out there? I'm not sure. Not sure if you have any Atlantic Islander. Maybe that's in June or something like that. It's National Water Safety Month. You Pacific Islanders out there, it's Melanoma Awareness Month. Yes, indeed. National Moving Month. Bear moved out to the forest here, so there you go. I've got well, not really a head start. It's the 4th, but still, I am within the bounds of National Moving Month. Skin Cancer Awareness Month. So there you go. There you go. There is all of our we've got to remember all this stuff during this month here. So just make sure that you're aware of Ehlers-Danlos syndrome month. Yes, indeed. Let's see. P-Money. Canadians count as wildlife as well. That's interesting. Let's see. May the 4th. Be with you. Yes, indeed. It is. I forgot about that. I tell you what. Thank you, Jimmy. Thank you. Appreciate that. In addition to celebrating National Egg Month. So, there you are. There is your months that you can check out. All month long. All month long, as it were. Alright, let me find... Oh, where is Bear? Where is he? I tell you what. One of these days, we will actually do a professional show. Oh, it's over here. There we go. Why am I going crazy with all this stuff? I tell you what. Alright, we actually talked just the other week about... the Alterna comics, very interesting, where they put in a advertisement in some of their campaigns there. So very cool. If you're able to check that out, I hope you were able to. He says the advertising perks are now closed up. Let's see. He says ad perks have been taken down, and advertisers will be sent a message. What was this? Back on May 1st, with an upload information. Yes, indeed. If you've backed the advertising perk, be on the lookout. Yes, indeed. So there you go. Hopefully people were able to check that out. Let's see. People asks. So I need to put asparagus and salsa on my salad today. Yes, indeed. And have a hamburger with it as well. Probably with some sort of egg of some kind. Yes, you gotta fit everything in the month. Well, actually, you've got all month to do it. You do eggs one day and asparagus the next day, and maybe have a salad the 3rd day, as long as you're being memorializing of the month of May. Yes, indeed. All right, let's see. And the other one here. Where was it here? 1 second, people. One of these days. I tell you what. It is not National Professional Show Month, as it were. Yes, indeed. All right, closing out the campaign of which one was this? We just did this. Is This You? Is This You? Yes, indeed. Bear feels like he's been talking about Is This You for like 6 months, I tell you what. But anyways, hi everyone, says your boy. Hi. All backers should have their books by now, unless you live in the hellhole that is Canada. Unless you live in one of those international countries, rather, that holds parcels in customs forever. In which case, you're already aware of that, because your country is terrible. As always, don't hesitate to ask for a refund or damaged or missing books. It's time for me to do a final tally on all expenses for this campaign and finally cut Narwhal his profit check. Yes, I hope they made a decent profit off of that. They actually, I think maybe a little bit off of the, what was that? The Expendables campaign. It just took too long, so kind of the opposite of Is This You? They basically started it up, the campaign closed really quickly, they turned right around, printed that stuff, and shipped it out. So, I mean, they did a pretty good job of taking all that and ship. I meant to say, I was talking earlier, talking about for 6 months or something like that. I meant to say that there was a what was it? The Expendables. The Expendables took forever. Anyways, let's see. Speaking of Narwhal, we've already written the next Narzak joint. It's a dark twist on David and Goliath that we're calling Gigant. 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 We'll call it Gigant for now. Yes, we know there's a manga of the same name. The exact title will most likely change slightly. Maybe just call it Giant. That book will be launched as an add-on in the next Jawbreakers book, which is titled Jawbreakers Forever. It should launch in June this year after Jawbreakers. Hopefully, poor Peabody out there got his book. Grand Bazaar is fulfilled. So there you go. Thanks a lot, Richard. Yes, indeed. So there you go. Canada is terrible. Confirmed. It's just science. Yes, indeed. It is. It is. There we go. All right. So we've got that was the only two updates that Bear had here. Go back to it. For crying out loud. One of these days. One of these days. Brr. We'll do a professional show, but not today. Not today at all. All right. Let's get right back into it. Blah, blah, blah. One of these days we will do a professional show. I tell you what, people. All right. Actually, I came across this. Let's see. Jiminy corrects Bear here. It's pronounced Gigant. Gigant. Gigant? Okay. We'll go with that. They're going to change the title anyway, so who cares? Who cares? Anyways, be on the lookout for that, and also for, what was it, Jawbreakers. Jawbreakers Forever. Yes, indeed. All right, who keeps... Okay, anyways. Let's see, where is Beer here? I lost my place, people, I'm sorry. Let's see, 1 second here. 1 second, because we actually have some interesting news out here. There we go, finally, for crying out loud. For crying out loud. There we go. Alright, so some of you actually might be aware of, let's see, what was it? The Tomb Raider games, some of the other stuff. They come from an outfit called Square Enix. Well, Square Enix. Enix? I hope it's pronounced that way. Whatever, who cares? Square Enix sells off all of its Western game studios and their games to Embracer, as it were. The only $300 million deal includes over 50 classic games rights and over 1,000 devs, rather. This is Alterna and Sam. Sam, I'm going to mispronounce your name, so we'll just call him Sam M for now. Yes, indeed. There's the Tomb Raider there. On Monday, a Japanese publisher, Square Enix, confirmed that it was selling all three of his Western video game studios, along with many significant game series and intellectual property attached to those studios, to the European game developer Embracer. The sale includes studios Crystal Dynamics, Eidos Montreal, and Square Enix Montreal. All three have been previously owned by Square Enix, and Embracer will acquire their entire staffs combined, roughly 1,000 people, 1,100 people, along with popular IPs such as Tomb Raider, Deus Ex. Oh my gosh, I didn't know they made Deus Ex. Deus Ex, great game out there. A Legacy of Kain, and a game publishing catalog of over 50 games for the low price of $300 million. That's a steal, I tell you. And not all the deal's IPs have been confirmed thus far, and an announcement from Square Enix indicates that its Western operations will continue to publish franchises such as Just Cause, Outriders, and Life is Strange. This suggests that Square Enix will retain some of its Western-specific IP, and that its future collaboration with Western game makers will come via publishing deals with outside developers. While console manufacturers Microsoft and Sony have racked up headlines thanks to their own megaton game maker acquisitions over the past years, Embracer, never heard of them before, have quietly built out its own roster of predominantly European studios over the past decade. It was better known by the name THQ Nordic. We all know THQ Nordic. In 2014, after picking up the rights to that fallen publisher's name, although not all of its games. The biggest acquisition in the past 12 months have included video game maker Gearbox and board game producer Mass Mode Games. I just know how to pronounce that. Looking at the balance sheet, however, these two deals exceeded $1 billion. Well, I tell you, it's a great deal. While today's Square Enix deal falls well short of that number, the discrepancy feels curious in the light of Square Enix whatever, announcing that Tomb Raider lifetime game sales has exceeded 85 million. Wow. During the series' 25th anniversary celebration. As a comparison, that number is neck and neck with one of Square Enix's most beloved game series, Dragon Quest, which sold 83 million. Since its full IP acquisition, Embracer will likely also claim the rights of Tomb Raider's legacy as well as the Hollywood film series, though the company is yet to confirm whether previously rumored Lara Croft-related productions, one live action and one anime, are still in the works. Well, you need a more bustier Lara Croft out there, unfortunately. The actress that does it is fine, but yeah. Let's see. They put all their eggs into one basket. The Marvel's Avengers game. I don't know if anybody's played that, but there you go. Probably if nobody's played it, then that would be that would be why they're selling this. Let's see. That was followed by the critical 2021 darling, Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy, headed by Eidos Montreal. I think they did the Deus Ex series as well. Between those disappointments and the utter silence of Deus Ex as a sci-fi adventure series since 2016, come on, people! I mean, that game, it left it on like a cliffhanger. Probably they were expecting to come back to do the sequel to that. They just never got around to it. I think they had plans to do it, but anyways, go check out Deus Ex. It's a really great game. Really great game. Perhaps Square Enix estimation of its combined Western Studios has fallen rather. Let's see. Shortly after the announcement went live, Eidos Montreal confirmed in an Embracer conference call that its next major game, would be set in the world of Deus Ex. The announcement didn't clarify how Crystal Dynamics' recent announced work on the Microsoft published Perfect Dark sequel will factor into this deal. So there you go. Very interesting if you've ever played the Tomb Raider games, or like the Deus Ex games, or some of the other stuff. Taken over by a relatively unknown studio out of Europe. So very cool. Very cool indeed. Alright, let's see. Canada getting bashed by an insect and a mailman terrorizer. I'm so offended. Well, you should be. You should be. Don't question Mother Nature. Alright, let's see. You mean Disney didn't buy Square Enix and bring Lara Croft into the MCU? No, they probably would probably debustify Lara Croft there. So thankfully not. Thankfully not. Oh, thank goodness. Thank goodness indeed. All right, so very quickly, I didn't want to cover it too much here, but Bounding Into Comics had an interesting story here. Frank Miller and Dan Dito teaming up for an independent comic publishing venture. There you go. The celebrated, J.B. August and Bounding Into Comics here. The celebrated Frank Miller, the writer of The Dark Knight Returns and Batman Year One and Sin City, is getting into independent publishing to launch his new titles, and he's collaborating with that just doesn't make sense. A DC employee to do so. Well, I tell you what, you're probably about, 3.5 years too late on that one. A little bit late on the independent riding the wave there. So probably sees what's going on in Comicsgate and is like, I need to get a piece of that action. Need to get a piece of that. So that's nice. That's nice. Thank you, Frank. But a little bit late. A little bit late on that one there. He kind of looks disappointed that he's so late. Yes, indeed. All right. I know we are all in mourning. We don't know what to do because Jimmy Kimmel has the woo. He'll miss the show and names a fill-in host. Hasn't, let's see, I think the only one that hasn't gotten it is the other Jiminy, right? Jimmy, rather. Sorry, Jiminy. Let's see, didn't what's his face over there? Colbert, he got it. He was like 4 times vaxxed. Jimmy Kimmel, 4 times vaccinated. He like complains to people that aren't vaccinated or anything like that. Oh, why aren't you vaccinated? Well, good luck with that. The sort of definition of vaccine might not be what you're thinking of here. Yes, indeed. So we'll all pour one out for old Jimmy out there. Hope he is in the group of comorbidities. I mean, he's kind of a hefty fellow over there. So you better watch out, Jimmy. Better watch out. You might succumb to the woo. You never know. You never know. All right, let's get into it here. Jiminy says, I do not have the Rona. Well, thank you. Thank you. I apologize about that. We need to make a correction on that one there. It was Jimmy and not Jiminy. There we are. All right. Well, I know you people come here for video game or comic news. Sometimes you stick around for some of the funny stuff. But you know what? You know what you really come here for is for the cryptocurrency talk. Yes, indeed. Bored Ape Yacht Club caused Ethereum fears to soar to astronomical levels. I thought this was interesting. Not to pick on old Mike Miller over there, but got done with the show the other night and happened to see that he was doing what was it? Some sort of sweepstakes or giveaway for some of his stuff out there that they were giving away. What is it? The monkeys or the chads or I don't know, whatever they're doing nowadays. All crazy stuff Bear doesn't understand. But anyways, if you were lucky enough to actually get one of those out of the giveaway there from Mike, you might have found out that it might have cost you just a little bit more than what you thought it might be. So he goes on here. Let's see. This is Mashable and Matt Binder out there. Yes, indeed. So let's go ahead and find out what it has to say here. If you were trying to complete a transaction on the Ethereum network last night, that would have been Saturday, you might have been taken aback by the ridiculous high gas fees you saw. Gas fees basically means it's a transaction fee. So to transfer, let's just say an NFT from one account to another or something like that, basically you pay in so the transaction can be verified through magic and all the other stuff that they do there. For example, one user purchased a $25 NFT on Saturday. Way overpaid, by the way. $25 on Saturday evening. Their total price, $3,325. That's $3,300 in just gas fees. Chad monkeys. Yes, thank you, Jiminy. Chad monkeys. So what happened? The Ethereum, here we go. The Ethereum network charges, quote, gas fees for every transaction on the blockchain. These fees are used to compensate Ethereum miners down there in the hole with the pickaxe, just mining for Ethereum, for verifying transactions on the blockchain. It's a central component to how the platform works. Yes, indeed. Gas fees can greatly range, as they're not based on the size of individual transactions, but based on just how many transactions are being made on the Ethereum network at any given time. If your transaction is being processed during a busy period, for example, you can find yourself paying hundreds in fees just for the transaction to go through. But I tell you, to the Bitcoin volcano for all of you. Users can even pay a higher amount in fees, so their transaction get bumped to the front of the line to ensure that they get processed. I didn't know that. Holy cow, wait till the socialists hear about that, I tell you what. Ethereum transactions can fail if a user doesn't pay enough in gas fees. When this happens, not only does the transaction not go through, but the user is still charged the gas fees. Boy, oh boy. But this past Saturday night, the popular, I don't know why, Bored Ape Yacht Club, say it with me, people, a brand by Yuga Labs, launched the brand new NFT project called The Other Side. We've all heard of The Other Side. The project offered 100,000 deeds for virtual land. Okay. Going on here. Virtual land in the form of NFTs. The original Bored Ape NFTs can go for hundreds of thousands of dollars, so cryptocurrency cryptocurrency rather, quote-unquote investors lined up to try and score some of that sweet, sweet virtual land. Ah, yes. There's land in them there NFTs. At least one of the 100,000 NFTs in its latest series. The result? An overwhelmed... not ready for prime time. An overwhelmed Ethereum network that causes fees to skyrocket to astronomically high amounts. For example, I checked out how much fees were at 10:30 p.m. on Saturday night for a .eth blockchain domain name. You may have seen Twitter users. I was wondering about this. Twitter users put up these domain names in their Twitter handle. They're basically a way to charge your crypto wallet address from change crypto wallet address from a string of numbers into something more memorable. Each ETH domain costs $5 for a 1-year registration, plus the associated gas fees. Sometimes those fees can be as much as $50. Other times, a couple $100. Last night, Saturday, the gas fees put a single ETH domain registration at more than $4,666. One cryptocurrency advocate noted that just from the Bored Ape NFT sale, approximately $100 million were wasted during the first hour of the land sale in gas fees alone. To the Bitcoin volcano. For all of you, everyone, just line up, head over there just jump right on in. As mentioned earlier, transactions can often fail when the Ethereum network is facing unusually high traffic. And last night, many people paid thousands in gas fees for transactions that didn't even go through. You bunch of morons. Code is law. Code is law. Yuga Labs says it will refund those users. How? How are you going to do that? We'll refund these fees, but it's unclear just how the company plans to do that. Minor issues like that. Also, Yuga Labs will ostensibly only cover the fees from failed transactions directly involving the company. If you're a user who was attempting an unrelated transaction, you can say goodbye to those $1,000 in lost fees. Last night's debacle is just another example of how cryptocurrency, NFTs, and really everything related to the blockchain just isn't ready for the mainstream. It's not. It won't ever be. We just need to bulldoze it down. However, there was at least one winner from Saturday night's sale. Yuga Labs, the owner of the Bored Ape Yacht Club, raked in $285 million from the virtual land sale. For crying out loud. Well, I hope some of you are enjoying your virtual land out there. What you might ask yourself, Bear, what do you do with virtual land? I have no freaking clue. I guess you sell it to another sucker. I'm an investor out there, and they can enjoy their virtual land. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. I'm too poor to buy NFTs. No, you're fine. You're fine, Jimmy. You're fine. I'm saving my $3,000 for a trip for my family this summer. Sorry, monkeys. I'm sorry. Not often do bears do belly laughs. I'm sorry. This is highly entertaining for beer. I know some people just don't care. The eyes glaze over. People just like, oh no, not another Ethereum, not another blockchain talk. Oh, I can't take it anymore. But yeah. Anyway, I thought that was really funny that even if you got something for free, you're still paying over $3,000. You're paying poor P Money's vacation money you've paid in fees that you may never even get. You may never even get your virtual land out there. So there you go. Very interesting out there. All right, let me take a drink. Because people, we actually do have. I know we do funny stuff on here. Bear does do a belly laugh, but we do actually have some serious business to get to here. So we were talking the last show about our good friend over there. What was her name? Nina J or something like that. I'm going to be running the quote unquote Ministry of Truth out there. So I wanted to do a little bit more digging into all of that and came across oh boy a fact sheet from our good friends at the Department of Homeland Security. Yes, indeed. The Department of I tell you what, when you try to make a title, when you try to do a title for something, you want to kind of make it short, a bit memorable, so people kind of like, okay, I get the gist of it. Let me dig a little bit deeper and find out what's. Look at this title here. Only a government bureaucrat can come up with this, I tell you what. But hold on, people. We actually have some important stuff that this is talking about here. Let me see. Oh, it's too small. There we go. There we are. The U.S. Department of Homeland Security is charged with safeguarding the United States against threats to its security, including threats exacerbated by disinformation. That's right. We were talking about the, what was it called? The Disinformation Governance Board, which just, so you're governing disinformation. So you're promoting disinformation is basically what they're saying. So like a disinformation expert, we would call those people liars in the past. But I tell you what, they take the language and just twist it all around here. Disinformation, which is false information that is deliberately spread with the intent to deceive or mislead, can take many forms. When it comes to DHS's work, the department is focused on disinformation that threatens, and follow along with me here, the security of the American people, including disinformation spread by foreign states such as Russia, China, Iran, other adversaries such as transnational criminal organizations and human smuggling organizations. How a human smuggling organization can bring down the United States, I don't know, but there they are. They were very worried about that. Such malicious actors often spread disinformation to exploit vulnerable individuals, in the American public, including during national emergencies. For nearly 10 years, different agencies across DHS have worked to address disinformation that threatens our homeland security. Here are some examples, and it gives us 3 examples here. So let's go ahead and find out what they mean, how they are countering all this stuff, because we need to know. So they give the example of the U.S. Customs and Border Protection counters disinformation that cartels and human smugglers spread to migrants to persuade them to cross our southwest border illegally. Well, that and leaving it completely wide open and saying, come on in, we're not going to prosecute you or anything like that. But yeah, okay, human smugglers. CBP's work includes the Say No to the Coyote campaign, making clear that entering the United States is illegally entering the United States is a crime. Quote unquote, a crime. So, point number 1 that they give us about disinformation is human smugglers. Okay, say no to the coyote. Okay, that's fine. We don't need what did they call that? The Disinformation Governance Board. CBP is already doing that. So, what do you need another agency for? All right, example number 2. They're reaching back 10 years here. P-Mike says, I get my legitimate news from talking bears. They better not claim I'm getting disinformation. That's true. We go straight to the source. We go right to the horse's mouth, as it were, or the bear's mouth, as it were. In 2012, digging back, during... okay, you've already done disinformation here. Sandy was a hurricane out in the Atlantic. Once it hit land, it was no longer a hurricane. It wasn't even a tropical storm at the time. If you hear people talking about Sandy, they actually talk about Superstorm Sandy because they couldn't even call. I think it was just below a tropical storm. So it wasn't even a hurricane that hit. So there you go. There's right off the bat disinformation. The Federal Emergency Management Agency, or FEMA, corrected false information about the safety of drinking water and the locations of shelters to protect and serve the hurricane victims. FEMA has since built capacity to identify and respond to false information during disaster responses, including Hurricane Maria and Ida, during which FEMA provided critical information to protect disaster survivors from targeted scams. That's not bad. FEMA also ensures that disinformation campaigns do not prevent Americans from accessing federal aid during and after disasters. Well, really, FEMA is more or less a sort of when they talk about federal aid, it's really loans. Like if you get your house damaged or destroyed or something like that, the insurance company maybe can't pay for it, or maybe the insurance company went under or something like that. FEMA will come in and grant you a loan, so you can go ahead and rebuild your house, but you still got to pay it back. I mean, it's not like it's free money or anything like that. So, number two, in their ways that they threats to our homeland security is making sure that people after a disaster can get access to federal loans. I'm not sure that's a very giant, glaring priority out there that people are worried about, but there you go. Oh, our good friends here, this is number three, our good friends over at the Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency. You just take out the S there, and there you go. Work with private sector stakeholders. What the heck is a stakeholder? I mean, bear holds a stake, within his claws there whenever he's eating it, but I'm not, I know what a stockholder is. What the heck is a stakeholder? Whatever. Work with private sector stakeholders to mitigate the risk of disinformation to U.S. critical infrastructure. A work that is continued in light of Russia's evil invasion of Ukraine. Well, that's not even an example. They don't even give an example. They just say that they're mitigating. So out of the three points that they have here, they really only have 2 points. One of them is already being done under Customs and Border. The other one you can probably claim it's already being done under FEMA, which really isn't. Okay, you get misinformed about the loan. Okay, I don't think that is a critical national security event. Coyotes bringing people into the United States. Why don't we go ahead and close the border? Why don't we spend a fraction of the 33 whatever $billion that we're sending to the Ukraine? Just a fraction of that. Maybe build the wall, and that way we can keep the coyote. We can make a giant sign that says "Say no to the coyote" and paint it on the wall. There you go. Problem solved. Bear has solved your problem already. There you go. So there's their three examples, which. Two of them are pretty lame, and one of them really isn't even an example. So they really haven't addressed disinformation at all here. The department identifies disinformation that threatens the homeland through public available sources. The terrible you can't get your FEMA loan. Research conducted by the academic and other institutions, in information shared by other federal agencies and partners. That doesn't sound ominous at all. DHS then shares factual information related to its mission to potentially impacted people and organizations. Yes, indeed. The department is deeply committed to doing all of its work in a way that protects America's freedom of speech, civil rights, civil liberties, and privacy. In fact, the Disinformation Governance Board is an internal working group that was established with the explicit goal of ensuring these protections are appropriately incorporated across DHS disinformation-related work, and that rigorously safeguards are in place. Well, here's a really easy way to do it. Is it protected by the First Amendment? Yes. Okay, then you can't do it. Easy peasy. You don't need a working group. You don't need, interns going in between different agencies over there to make sure that their, rigorous safeguards are in place and all. When people say, "Oh, we've got rigorous safeguards in place," the door is wide open. You can probably be assured of that. Oh, there has been confusion. You bunch of morons out there, you imbeciles out there, you are just confused. You're confused about this working group, its role, and its activities. The reaction to this working group has prompted DHS to assess what steps we should take to build the trust needed for the department to be effective in this space. Well, what you can do is you can bring everybody out of the building, set it fire, burn it to the ground, salt the ashes, plant a sign that says "never again," and flog anyone that decides to even come up with some similar idea to that. That's the way that you would build the trust with Bear here. As a result, we'll be taking the following additional steps. Okay, step one, burning down the building. Shoot, all right. Under Secretary Mayorkas' leadership, the department has renewed its commitment to transparency. We had it before, but we're renewing it. In openness with the public and Congress. DHS will proactively release comprehensive quarterly reports about the working group's activities to Congress, including its oversized committee. Well, why not just put it out to the American public? Just put it out. What the heck? You want to build trust with the American public. Well, put it out. Show the receipts, as it were. As Secretary Mayorkas will request that the Bipartisan Homeland Security Advisory Council make recommendations, oh boy, for how the department can most effectively and appropriately address disinformation that poses a threat to the homeland. Again, your 3 examples that you gave did not pose a threat to the homeland. At the very vaguest, you could talk about coyotes. I don't think that's going to bring down the United States here. While protecting free speech and other fundamental rights. No, free speech is a fundamental God-given right here. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. And that HSAC co-chair Jamie Gorelick and HSAC member Michael Chertoff. Wait a minute, he was one of the secretaries, wasn't he? Michael Chertoff, I think so. Will lead this effort. Miss Gorelick is a former U.S. Deputy Attorney General, and Mr. Chertoff, he was the Secretary of Homeland Security during President George, great president there, George W. Bush's administration. So, the people that are supposedly watching this organization are people that, at least one of them was already a Secretary of Homeland Security. Oh, for crying out loud. At Secretary Mayorkas' request, DHS is exploring additional ways to enhance the public's trust in this important work. Once again, take everybody out the building, burn it down, salt the ashes, plant a sign, never again flog anyone that comes up with a similar idea in the future. The working group is co-chaired by the DHS Office of Policy and Office of the General Counsel, and includes other DHS leaders from our good friends at the Cybersecurity Infrastructure Security Agency. It just rolls off the tongue. FEMA, CBP, the Office for Civil Rights and Civil Liberties. Oh, by the way, Office of Civil Rights and Liberties, why don't you go down there to the Washington, D.C. jail and ask about the prisoners there from last year that are still down there awaiting their trial. That would be nice. That would be nice, the Civil Rights and Civil Liberties Division there. Office of Intelligence and Analysis, Science and Technology Directorate, oh, that sounds ominous, and Privacy Office. So there you go. There is, from the horse's mouth, was this page helpful? No, not at all. Is confusing. Is confusing. Again, they try to say that, you bunch of plebes out there, you bunch of morons out there, you're just confused about it. It's just a working group, people. There's nothing to be worried about. I mean, we're stopping coyotes out there and people trying to get their FEMA funds from 10 years ago. That's all. Just minor things like that. Let's see. DHS can't let a silly thing like the First Amendment get in the way of this, can they? Probably not. They'll just go around it. It's an old document written by a bunch of old white men. A bunch of slaveholders, I tell you what. A bunch of slaveholders out there. All right, well, that is our sort of information for the day here. I hope everybody enjoyed that, along with our trip down cybercurrency realm. Sorry, I thought I heard some thunder out there. I was like, oh my gosh, I gotta get out of the woods here. But actually, it's about time for beer anyways. So again, I mean, we talked about the stupid cryptocurrency out there to the Bitcoin volcano. All of you. Really interesting that Square Enix. I hope this new company comes out with a new Deus Ex game. That was really fun. I encourage people to go check that out. It's really fun stuff. We had just a very few updates there, but go check out Alterna. I still think that is in demand. Is this use out of? I think that's done, but the next time they have a campaign, do check that out. A very interesting book out there. We also talked about our May month of, all the different stuff, celebrating Egg Month, as it were, along with Hamburger Month and Salsa Month and Oh, I forget all the other stuff out there as well. Yes, indeed. All right. Well, thank you very much, Peabody. I hope you take care as well out there. A whole show, I tell you what, a whole show where neither Bear nor P Money actually talked about hockey. So there we go. Very interesting. Very good indeed. So we'll go ahead and leave it right there. Glad to have everybody out here. Good old P Money, Jimmy Cricket, still struggling with the Woo flu out there. We hope he gets better. All our lurkers and Russian bots, we do appreciate each and every one of you. Normally we do this right around 8 o'clock on Wednesdays and Saturdays, but you know what? We kind of got some, picked up a little bit of stream here at 3, nearly 4 o'clock. So I don't know, maybe we'll try another afternoon show, see how that works out. But normally we do this Wednesdays and Saturday nights, so hopefully you can check us out. And if not, there is always Barely Live. Barely Live channel has all of the live shows out there that you can check out. So, Jeff Potts, right as Bear is about to leave, joins us and says, Wraith of God is off to the printer. I just got the notification. Oh, hold on, Jeff. That's important news here. That's important news. Thank you. There we go. He is correct. Jeff is not giving us disinformation here. I'll go ahead and read. Well, might save this for the next time here, but very neat looking cover here, and back cover, and yes, Wraith of God going to the printer. Let's see. His estimate is 4 to 5 weeks. 4 to 5 weeks. So there you go. So probably June, early July, probably somewhere right around there is Wraith of God. So there you go. At the last minute, Jeff just comes in and drops some information on us. So thank you very much, Jeff. Thank you, appreciate that. I don't have the Rona. Bear fibs. Well, we don't. I mean, look, we need to just ram that. What is that called? Oh god, was it the ear thing where they shove it up their nose and like, oh well, let's test for the Rona out there and see if you got it or whatnot. We just need to just make sure. We need to do the PCR tests every hour just to make possibly rectally as well, Jimmy. Just to make sure. Just to make sure. All right. Well, anyways, on that note, everybody, we're gonna leave it there. Hope you enjoyed the show, and we will see you soon. All right, everybody. Beer's head back into the woods. So until next time, grrrrr.